Going on YouTube? This is Eric here, guys, with the TRD Squad, bringing you guys my version of Cyber Dragon. I think this is a pretty good deck to start off with. It's a really good deck for anybody who's just trying to jump back into Yu-Gi-Oh, or anybody who's trying to get who's new to Yu-Gi-Oh. This deck, for the most part, is relatively budget. You can actually pick up most of these cards if you buy three of the Cyber Strike structure decks. Unfortunately, you do have to buy some cards that are not that weren't released in that structure deck, like some other fusion cards, some other cards that just kind of help Cyber Dragon more competitive or to give it more support. Other than that, like I said, the deck is for the most part is relatively budget. I've actually tried to like upgrade most of my cards by buying like higher rarities. This is not like a max rarity deck, so I didn't want to go that far with my spending, but I did try to like at least try to get like super rares and ultra rares, and like for the Cyber Dragon card, I'm actually using the dual terminal rare, which is also like a dual terminal ultra rare. But yeah, I mean, you can easily upgrade this deck if you want to try to like just have it looking more nicer. Also, the deck is also really competitive. So this is like a pre profile of the deck before the Albash structure deck gets released. Once the Albash structure deck gets released, I'm gonna do like an upgrade of this deck. So I do believe that the Red Infusion card helps this deck out quite a bit. But this is still like a really good, solid, competitive deck out there that can honestly just like upset a lot of your opponents. It surprise a lot of the players you're gonna be playing against, because this deck can still easily break boards in OTK super easily, especially with like the new Cyber Dark cards that we got in the Cyber Strike structure deck. But anyways, guys, without further ado, I'm going to showcase to you guys this deck profile. Then I'm going to give you guys maybe like one going first test hand and one going second test hand as well. But to kind of start things off, you do of course want to run 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, the OG. We're also running 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core, 2 copies of Cyber Dragon Hearst. This card was really good to get that reprint in the structure deck, and it also came in a super rare, so not a bad rarity at all. 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Naxter. This card is like extremely cheap and has multiple reprints. 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Veer. The only reason we play this card is because it helps chain block when you're gonna do Cyber Dragon. It's like if you normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, you can then chain Cyber Dragon Veer to its summon, so that way they can't ash your core, allowing you to add the Cyber Solar Trap to your hand. Fortunately, we do have to run. I'm playing 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. This card is still around $18 to $20, but you can actually just get away with just 2 copies. I'm playing 3 copies just because I had the third copy on hand, but you can easily just drop this card for 2 copies. You don't really need it because we're also playing like machine dupe, so that kind of helps you get into your Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity plays. But yeah, this deck just kind of helps out for like Ash bait. So like I said, you can easily just get away with 2 copies. For the new Cyber Deck support, we're paying 1 Cyber Chimera and then 3 copies of Cyber Claw. This little engine just helps you get into your Power Bond, allows you to search your Power Bonds either from your deck to your hand. And then we're playing 1 copy of Chaos Dragon 11 Year. This card also just got a reprint in the Albash structure deck as a common, so it's going to get even cheaper. And then the 1 Kaiju was available within the structure deck itself. For our spells, 3 Cyber Emergency, 1 Cyber Repair Plant, and then for the Cyber Dark spell cards, 2 Cybernetic Horizon. This just allows you to search your Power Bond or against your Power Bond plays, and then the 1 Cyber Dark Realm. And then for our fusion spell cards, just playing the 1 Cyber Load Fusion, the 1 Power Bond, and then also the 1 Overload Fusion. And then to finish things off for our spell cards, guys, we're playing 3 copies of Machine Dude. For the trap cards, we're just playing the 1 Cybernetic Overflow. Now, I'm going to showcase you guys the next couple of cards here. This is just space where you guys can play hand traps or whatever it is you feel like playing. Like I said, I'm trying to keep the deck budget, so these are kind of just like going second cards that I use to try to help, just to kind of help out break my opponent's board, or to like bait out negates, or to shut down some of my opponent's cards so I can break the board a lot easier. We're playing 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice, the 1 Feather Duster, and then 3 Imperms, which if you do buy the Cyber Strike structure deck, you're going to get 3 copies of him anyways. So honestly, I think it's a really good steal, because Imperm is already like at a $10 card, so if you buy 3 structure decks, you're going to get most of these cards anyways. That's the reason why I recommend this deck for like starters, for anybody who's just a casual player. For the extra deck, like I said, we did have to add on some cards because unfortunately we didn't get that much Cyber Dragon support in the Cyber Strike structure deck. So we had to add the Cyber Eternity Dragon. This card though is really good. If you don't know what this card does, is that you can send it to the graveyard, or if it's into the graveyard, or if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard, And your Cyber Dragon fusion monsters cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's cards effects, right? Yeah. Yeah, so your machine fusion monsters cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So this gives protection for like your Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, which you're playing two copies of it. Right, it's gonna prevent your opponent from being able to like imperm this card or effect Veiler it or even just destroying it. So it gives you that extra protection. We're also playing two of the Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. This card is a little bit pricey, but you can easily just get away with one copy. You don't necessarily need two copies, but I'm just playing two because I have to. And then just to kind of like, keep it with the anime here, I'm just playing the one Chimera Take Over Dragon. You also don't need this card at all. Other than that, I just like going into it sometimes because, like if I already have game on my opponent, I just want to flex a little bit, hit him with like a huge attack monster. I just kind of do that. The one Chimera Take Fortress Dragon. So yeah, I honestly just put this card there to fill up the fishing deck extra space, but I do believe that Mega Fleet's a little bit better. We're not seeing a lot of machine type monsters currently right now in this current meta, but maybe with like the release of Therion next month, we might see more machine monsters. That's probably where this card will come more in handy. But once again, you just need one copy of it. I know it's like at $4 or $5 as well, but other than that, though, you don't necessarily need it right now for this current meta. We're also playing two copies of Cyber Dragon Infinity, and two copies of Nova. And once again, you can easily just get away with playing one of each if you don't have access to two copies of each one. The one Cyber Dragon Seeger. This card has been reprinted as a common as well, so it's extremely affordable. And then to round up our extra deck, the one Almirage. This card you absolutely kind of need because it helps you get Cyber Dragon Core off the field, so we can activate Noah's effect. And these other two cards, if you have access to them, you can get them. And if not, don't worry about it. We don't really use them too much, but I'm playing the one Anima, one Vert Anaconda. Because we have so many spell cards now, or so much access to our fusion cards, especially with the Albas coming out pretty soon. Anaconda is not really needed for this deck, too much unless you're playing like Dragoon. You might want to use it for that, but if you want to play strictly Cyber Dragon, you don't really need Verte anymore. So that's a pretty cool thing about the support that we got for Cyber Dragon. It makes this deck a whole lot cheaper, and still you can still get that competitiveness out of it as well. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my camera. I'm gonna shuffle up the deck. We're gonna give you guys a going second test and then a going first after that. So let me get that set up, and I'll be right back in a second. All right, guys, the deck has been shuffled up. Camera's been set up. Let's go ahead and go do a going second test hand video here. Got one Cyber Dark Claw, one Naxter, Cyber Emergency, Cyber Load Fusion, Machine Dupe, really good card, and Cyber Dragon. This is honestly a very, very good S10. We don't necessarily have to have access to core here because we have everything that we need. But if you wanted to, yeah, it's a really good test hand here. So if your opponent has a monster in the extra monster zone, just go ahead and special summon your Cyber Dragon. Go ahead and contact fuse with your Cyber Dragon and whatever cards in the extra monster zone here. And go ahead and make your Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon as well. And it's going to be at 2400 attack. Now we can activate our Cyber Emergency here. We're still going to search for core anyways. So and I do apologize. Always try to put your Mega Fleet just not in the extra monster zone, though, in case you make Seeger here. So now we're going to normal summon core and use its effect to add one Cyber Dark card from our deck to our hand. I'm gonna go ahead and search for Cybernetic Horizon here. We need a card. We're also gonna need to save one Spelling Trap in our hand just to pitch it. Cyber Dark Chimera's effect. So we can go and activate our Cybernetic Horizon here. Now what you can do is go and activate Cybernetic Horizon here, and then send the claw from your. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna read its effect just in case you're not quite familiar with it. So Cybernetic Horizon, what it does is that it says send two dragon animal machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, one from your hand and one from your deck. Add one dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one machine cyber fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, right? So we're gonna send one Cyber Dark Claw from our hand to the graveyard, and then we're gonna send a. You can just send any other machine Cyber Monster that you want. I'm just gonna send another OG Cyber Dragon here, and then we're gonna get to add a Cyber Monster from our deck to our hand. So we're gonna add another. You're actually gonna just go to add another Cyber Dark Claw here, and you can send one Fusion Machine Monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. So go ahead and send your Cyber Eternity Dragon here. I'm gonna move the graveyard here into this extra monster zone just so we can have it on camera. That's gonna be our graveyard there. I do apologize guys about the space. And then now what you can do is you can, since we have not activated the Cyber Dark Claw effect, you can activate Cyber Dark Claw's effect, guys. You can pitch it from your hand to the graveyard to search for a Cyber Dark spell or trap. Now we're gonna search for the Cyber Dark Realm. And then we're gonna go ahead and activate Machine Dupe here, targeting Cyber Dragon Core. Allowing us to special summon out 2 Cyber Dragons from our deck. There was a misplay here, sorry, so I'm gonna just go ahead and rewind here. Rather than sending Cyber Dragon, I forgot that we have Machine Dupe in hand. We're gonna send a. We're gonna send our Cyber Dragon Veer because it really is a dead card in deck. Yeah, do apologize about that misplay there. There. We're gonna activate Machine Dupe targeting core, especially on 2 Cyber Dragons from our deck. And honestly, that still would have been, yeah, yeah. So there we go. That's a lot better now. That way we can now make our Cyber Dragon Nova here. So you can go ahead and make your 2 Cyber Dragons here. Go ahead and make your Nova. Since we do have a Cyber Dragon in graveyard already, we can activate Nova's effects. We can go to detach here. Special summon a Cyber Dragon card from your graveyard. And then go to make your Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now I got an Omni Negate on board. Go ahead and link these 2 up here for your Cyber Dragon Seeger. And if we had one more spell and trap in our hand, this would actually be it would be a lot cooler because we can activate Cyber Load Fusion during battle phase. But so now what we can do here is from our graveyard, you can go ahead and banish your Eternity Dragon. So now your fusion monsters cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. Now we're going to activate our Cyber Dark Realm. Allow us to add Cyber Dark Chimera from our deck to our hand. Then its effect will allow us to normal summon as well. If you don't know what this card does, I'm just going to read it to you real quick. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Cyber Dark monster from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards in your graveyard. And then during your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves normal summon 1 Cyber Dark monster. And that's all I'm going to read there because that's all we use it for. It's just for the search and for the extra normal summon. So we search Cyber Dark Chimera, normal summoned off of it. Now we're going to activate Cyber Dark Chimera's effect here. What Cyber Dark Chimera does is that you can pitch 1 spell and trap from your deck to from your hand to the graveyard. It allows you to add 1 Power Bond from your deck to your hand. Also, I did, misplay again. I would have probably just left core, and before I made Cyber Dragon Seeger, you could have just left core and your Cyber Dragon on the field. You could have easily just linked these 2 off here for your Cyber Dragon Seeger at this point. That way you can still have Cyber Dragon on the field because it has a little bit of higher attack boost. So now we can activate Power Bond. So 2 misplays here, guys, but I do apologize for that. I'm just going to showcase you guys what this deck can do still going second. I'm going to activate Power Bond here. Now, since we use Cyber Dark, so if you don't know what Cyber Dark Chimera did as well, is that when you use its effect to add Power Bond, you can also banish fusion monsters. You can also banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion material. We can activate Power Bond here. We're going to go ahead and banish let's go and banish your Veer, and banish your core. This is going to allow us to make our Chimera take Rampage. Alright, and if you had like more Cyber Dragon cards in graveyard, which we have 1 more, like if your opponent had like, like let's say he had 3 back rows, just go ahead and use the other Cyber Dragon in your graveyard. That way allow you to pop 3 cards in your opponent's your spelling trap zones. They can like clear up some back row there. And then you can activate secondary effect, guys, where you can send 2 light machine monsters from the deck to the graveyard, and the card's going to gain 1 attack for each card sent, so it's going to be a total of 3 attacks per turn. What I like to do is I like to send Hearse, and I like to send Core. And the reason why is because when you send these 2 to the graveyard, Hearse effect will trigger in the graveyard, allowing you to add your core back to hand. So now you got some follow-up for next turn as well. However, though, I think this is game here because since we use Power Bond, Chimera Take Rampage is now at 4,200 attack. We have Cyber Dragon here at 2,100. We got Infinity Dragon. We got Chimera Take Mega Fleet at 21. Now during the battle phase, what you want to do is go into your battle phase, activate Seeker's effect, target Rampage Dragon, so that way it gets another 2100 attack boost, making it at 6300 attack, and can also attack 3 times. Right, and don't forget your Cyber Dragon Infinity could have also stolen one of your opponent's monsters. We also maybe linked one opponent's monster off using Mega Fleet, so that's 2 cards that we clear on our opponent's side of the turn. And then now this card can attack 3 times per turn, and then you still got 2100. A little bit more than 2100, honestly. Forget this card's effect right here. Yeah, against 200 attack for each monster attached to it. So if you attach one of your opponent's monsters, that's going to be 600 attack boost, putting it at 2700. 2400. Unfortunately, this card cannot deal any damage to your opponent because you use its effect, but it can still be used to clear one of your opponent's monsters if it's as a low enough attack and you can climb over it. And that actually should be game there. So this has been it, guys, for my going second test. I do believe this is a really good test as well because I showcased to you guys that we can still put up a really good sized board with Cyber Dragon, and we can easily still OTK. This deck is still something to be reckoned with. It can easily catch your opponent off guard. I've been playing this deck also like on Master Duel, and I've had a lot of success with it as well. So yeah, make sure you guys try it out. But I'm gonna go and shuffle up the deck. We're gonna give you guys one going first test hand video as well. So let me just go ahead and get that set up, guys, and I'll be right back in a second. Alright, so we're gonna draw out 5 cards. It's gonna be our going first test hand video here. Looking really good. Really good. Not bad for a going first test hand here. So yeah, like every now and then, because your opponent will force you to kind of go first here. But what really really good was would probably be like drawing. Well, no, so we have access to Nova here and to Infinity Dragon. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good test hand here. So really good hand here. So go and activate your Cyber Emergency. You're gonna go and add your core. Most of the time, you're always adding core, but like 90% of the time, core is just a card that you want to add if you don't have it. We're gonna go and oh yeah, here we go. Now we're gonna go and activate Machine Dupe here, targeting core. Especially on your 2 Cyber Dragon cards from your deck. Also, I'm just quick thing for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of the dual terminal rares. Don't know if you. Yeah, I really can't see like the glitter effects in the background. I guess the camera just not catching it that good. A little bit there. But yeah, I bought these because I wanted to have like some, the holo versions of Cyber Dragon. And the secret rares are pretty kind of pricey though. I do have like the alternate artworks that are supposed to be coming in the mail pretty soon though. But I ordered the dual terminal rare because they were pretty cheap. I think they're like $2 a piece, and I just wanted to have some holo copies there. Let me know what you guys think about the dual terminal rares in the comment section. Yeah, Machine Dupes of not Cyber Dragon. Go ahead and make your Cyber Dragon Nova here. You can link your core here at this point. Yeah, you can link your core here for Almirage, and that just gives you protection as well for from cards from being destroyed by card effects. You can activate Nova's effect, or you can detach Cyber Dragon, since you do have a Cyber Dragon in your graveyard there. And you can special summon out the Cyber Dragon that you detach from Nova. Go ahead and make your Infinity Dragon here. Now, if you wanted to give Infinity a little bit more protection, you can also just go ahead and activate your Naxxter's ability in hand here. I do apologize, guys. When we normal summon Core, we should use its effect to add the Chimera Tech card from your deck to your hand. So I keep calling these cards Chimera Tech, but it's Cybernetic, not Chimera. Or Cyber. You want to add your Cybernetic Overflow. This card is just really really good here. So also, you want as many Cyber Dragon cards in your graveyard. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go and activate Naxxter's effect, guys. We're going to go ahead and activate its effect to pitch 1 card from our hand. The Ghost special summon itself out. Fortunately, we don't have a level 5 in there. So what we will do is go ahead and link these 2 off here. And there was like a variety of ways we could have got here as well. We still could have made Verte. Like you could have made Verte very easily. If you're playing like Red Ice Dragoon. Sorry. Cyber Dragon Seeker. And the reason why is because now we can protect Infinity. Oh, sorry, set your Chalice as well. So we got Chalice set, we got Cybernetic Overflow set. So now we have Cyber Dragon Infinity as an Omni Negate. We can protect it with Almirage from being destroyed by card effects. And then Seeker can also give it an attack boost. So that way nobody can attack over it and you save your Omni Negate. So actually, our opponent will still have to play through 5 interruptions here. So this is actually pretty good here. So what we have again is when we pass turn to our opponent, he goes first. He or she goes first. You have one Omni negate. You got one monster negate here. And then you can activate your Cybernetic Overflow, which will allow you to pop up to 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field. So what you do is you would just go ahead and banish 3 Cyber Dragon monsters with different levels. So you can banish your Cyber Dragon OG. I'd probably just go ahead and banish the Naxter if you want to, and then the 1 core. Or you can also banish your Hearse, whatever you want to. Just banish 3. And it's going to allow you to pop up to 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field. This could be spell traps or monster effects. I'm sorry, spell traps or monsters. And that's 5 interruptions your opponent has to play through because Chalice, the Omni Negate, and the 3 pops. And that's what you would do going first. So like I said, yeah, if you are forced to go first, this deck can still go first if it has to. But anyways, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, man, make sure you hit that like button down below for me. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, just please do that today. It's going to give me like the motivation to continue making content. It's also like a cheap and free way and easy way that you guys can support this channel just by subscribing down below. Also, if you're still playing Cyber Dragons, let me know down below in the comment section if I misplayed or if I could have made a little bit of a better board. Let me know down below as well. But anyways, overall, just thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have liked this video. If you haven't picked up the Cyber Strike structure deck, I strongly recommend that you do. It's a really good structure deck for beginners or for anybody jumping back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I said, the 3 structure decks cost $30 plus like maybe add another like 40 to 50 bucks on top of that, and you're gonna have a pretty good solid deck. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but you're gonna get some good staples as well. And yeah, for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's actually pretty budget because some of the competitive decks out there are sitting on like $500 to $600. So this is still a really good deck. Can break boards. You can see by the test sets that we did. But anyway, so you guys, I won't take any more away of your time. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it once again, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.